Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talks. Today, we're diving into a comparison between two cloud storage services, Koofr and Internxt. It's a topic that's been gaining a lot of attention lately. So B, what's your take on the whole cloud storage space?
Yeah, cloud storage is becoming such a crucial part of everyday life, isn't it? People rely on it for everything from documents to photos. And with more services out there, it can get pretty confusing. Koofr and Internxt, for example, are both interesting choices, but they offer very different features.
Exactly. So, let's start with Koofr. It's been around for a while, and one thing that stands out is its simplicity. The interface is user-friendly, and it integrates well with other services. What do you think about its key selling points?
I'd say ease of use is definitely one of Koofr's strongest features. It's simple, and it doesn't overwhelm you with too many options. Plus, it supports a variety of file formats and integrates with services like Google Drive and Dropbox. So, if you're someone who's already using multiple platforms, Koofr could be a great hub to manage everything.
That's true. And if you're someone who's just looking for a straightforward cloud storage solution without too much complexity, Koofr really fits the bill. But it's not just about simplicity, right? There's also the matter of security.
Absolutely. With everything being stored online, security is a huge concern. Koofr does offer encryption, but it's worth mentioning that their end-to-end encryption isn't as robust as some might want. It's more of a basic encryption, which is good for everyday use but might not be the best for highly sensitive files.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. So when we compare it to Internxt, which is marketed as a privacy-focused alternative, things get a bit more interesting. Internxt offers end-to-end encryption, meaning only you can access your files, which is a big deal for privacy-conscious users.
For sure. Internxt really positions itself as the privacy-first option. I think that's its strongest selling point. Their use of blockchain technology is also pretty unique. It adds an extra layer of security and decentralization, which is something we don't really see with most cloud storage services.
Right, blockchain adds an interesting element here. So when it comes to security, Internxt definitely has a leg up, at least in terms of protecting your data from potential breaches or unauthorized access. But what about the user experience? I know Internxt is newer than Koofr, so is it as easy to use?
It's getting there. The interface is more streamlined now than when it first launched. But it's still a bit behind Koofr in terms of sheer simplicity. Internxt offers a more traditional cloud storage experience, but with a focus on encryption and privacy. It's a bit more technical, especially for people who aren't as familiar with the nuances of security.
Yeah, that's a good point. For someone who just wants to upload files and forget about it, Koofr is definitely more approachable. But if you're someone who's really serious about security and privacy, then Internxt's extra features might be worth the learning curve.
Exactly. And it's not just the encryption. Internxt also offers a more flexible storage model. They've got a decentralized approach to data storage, so your files aren't just sitting in one central server. Instead, they're spread across multiple locations, which is a big deal for redundancy and uptime.
That's pretty impressive, actually. I'm curious though, what about the pricing? Both services offer free plans, but what happens when you need more space?
Right, the pricing is always a big factor. Koofr offers up to 2 GB for free, which isn't a lot, but their paid plans are pretty affordable. You're looking at around $3 per month for 10 GB, and it goes up from there. Internxt's free plan gives you 10 GB, which is a nice jump. But their paid plans are a bit pricier. For around $8 per month, you get 200 GB, and their higher tier plans can go up to $20 for 2 TB.
So, if you're just casually using cloud storage, Koofr could be a more budget-friendly option. But if you're willing to pay a little more for that enhanced security and decentralized storage, Internxt could be a better long-term choice.
Exactly. It really depends on your priorities. If you value privacy and have more storage needs, Internxt is a solid option. But if you're just looking for a hassle-free cloud service to store your files with a lower price tag, Koofr is hard to beat.
All right, so we've covered ease of use, security, pricing. What about the speed? I know some cloud services can be pretty slow when uploading or downloading large files.
That's always a key factor. Koofr tends to perform decently well for most users. It's not the fastest out there, but it doesn't lag either. Internxt, on the other hand, has a bit more of a noticeable delay, especially if you're uploading large files, simply because of the decentralized nature of its storage system. But that's the trade-off for enhanced security.
Got it. So, a bit slower, but more secure with Internxt. I guess for someone like me, who deals with a lot of documents rather than huge files, Koofr could be the better fit. But if I'm dealing with anything sensitive, I definitely lean towards Internxt.
That's the takeaway, I think. It all boils down to your priorities. If privacy and security are top of mind, Internxt is the way to go. But if you just need something easy, affordable, and effective, Koofr's a great choice.
Exactly. So, to wrap things up, it's clear that both Koofr and Internxt have their strengths. If you're looking for a straightforward and budget-friendly option, Koofr might be your best bet. But if you value top-tier privacy and are okay with paying a bit more, Internxt could be the winner.
Couldn't have said it better. Both have their place, and it really depends on what you need. But no matter which one you choose, both services offer a solid solution to the growing need for cloud storage.
Well, that's it for today's comparison. If you're trying to decide between Koofr and Internxt, hopefully this episode helped you out. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.